And welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another episode of the Unbreakable Podcast Network. Hey, Josie. Oh, hey, Josie. Hey, Boomer. What's going on?
It's been a good weekend. We played our finals for the Calgary Rage. If you follow our YouTube channel, it was on there. And feel like watching some crazy football, go for it. But broke my thumb in the aftermath. Actually, I broke it in first quarter and just got it taped and played the rest of the game and continued to get stepped on a second time. And I tried to stop a face mask because I kept getting headbutted in the face and I got pissed off. And for some reason, my brain thought, if I put my arm out, she'll stop. Doesn't stop them.
That sucks. That's horrible.
It's football. It happens.
Yeah.
Football.
It'll be fine for Team Alberta.
Yeah, you'll be better before you're married.
Other than that, yeah, exactly.
And how about you? Grace?
That's why I
How's
work
it
two
going?
jobs so I can get married.
That's exactly it.
Good. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
Are you back in Calgary now?
Yeah, first week officially, and I feel like I've been teleporting to. I've been all over the place, so it's been a very chaotic, but it's been good overall. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's great. Well, yeah. We have had some crazy weather. You were out in Medicine Hat. They get some wild weather there, and
yeah.
Josie, you were up in Edmonton. They're getting there's flood notices.
They're flooding
everywhere
right
up
now.
there, and I just feel terrible for those folks. So sincerely hope that everybody is safe and well. Here we had you could tell there's some little curls in the hair today. I went to my girlfriend's birthday. Well, my girlfriend had her son was having a birthday party. And so I said, yeah, I'll drop by. Right. So Auntie Kate goes and buys some really kick-ass toys. And, I bought one for the older brother as well, because why not? And it was so funny because I get there and like all these, like, they put it out to the whole class. And so, there's boys and girls, and the little girls are like, who's that? Right. And they keep like running up to me, and they're like little gnats, and they're like, who are you? Whose mom are you? Who's your kid? And I was like, oh, I don't have a kid here. And they were all like, it's weird. Why are you here then? And I was like, oh. And so my friend goes, oh, that's, his auntie. And they were like, oh, okay. And like one kid rolls up to me and she's like, you're pretty. What's your name? Who's your kid? And I was like, you guys are super awkward. Right. And so then they're like, they're sitting around and totally like they were all about it. And at one point I look down and there's like 6 of them sitting at my feet. And like, they're all in their little towels and they're just kind of hanging out. And they're like, okay, on the count of 3, we're going to say our favorite food. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. Bet, let's go. And so they're like, 1, 2, 3. And they're all like, sushi, avocado toast. And I was like, you are 10. So, although I will say the little girl who looked like the little girl who said,
18.
Right? I was like, what's an avocado? It sounds like butterfruit is what a friend of mine called it. And like, but you look at this kid and you're like, oh yeah, she definitely goes to the farmer's market and eats avocado toast. Like, I mean, she was in like a towel type dress thing and her hair was, I was like, wow, this is crazy. Me,
healthy.
I was like, chicken and rice. And they were all like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I'm not judging. I mean, out loud, I'm not judging your responses. So then we see like this other group coming in. We're in the gazebo. So we're like, haha, suckers, because it's like the weather's kind of getting a little dodgy. And we're like, oh. And so they walk around to the other side of the water park. And before you know it, this lady comes over and she's in like a Scouts uniform. And I was like, oh, okay, they're Scouts, Girl Guides. Cool. And she comes over and she goes, just wanted to let you know that there's some purple in the weather Doppler. We've been watching it because of our group. You basically guys might want to, pack up and get out of Dodge. And, meanwhile, they're packing and they're getting everybody ready from their little side who'd been there for like 10 minutes. And we were kind of like, okay, thanks. That was really nice. So then all these little girls are like, oh my God, is a tornado coming? And I was like, did she say there was a tornado coming? Like, they were just
but purple can mean a tornado. Just saying.
It can.
Yeah,
but like,
I think there was actually one somewhere.
There was one.
I don't know.
Disbury.
It was, and there was a couple over in Winnipeg. But so I was like, no,
Mhm.
calm down. You're fine. I mean, so everybody come on in. It starts to trickle. Then there's thunder. So now they're out there and they're like counting to 10 and they're pretending to shoot arrows. And this one mom looks at me and she goes, they do this at school too. And I'm like, call in the rain and control the thunder? That's weird, but okay. They're not on devices. And what was so cool about this party is there wasn't a single child on a device. Nobody was on their phone. It was so cool.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
so so we kind of keep sitting there and
The way it
now,
should be.
parents are
Mhm.
I agree. That is the way it should be. So we're sitting there and now parents are showing up and they're leaving with like groups of these children. And this little boy is just starting to open his gifts and people are like, "Bye, smell you later." And the mom is like handing boxes of pizza out because she doesn't want to take it home. And before I know it, every child is gone and it is now quite cold and it is raining, but not too bad. And we're like, "Okay." And I'm like, maybe we should call it. Like, and my girlfriend's like, yeah. And her husband's like already been slowly packing stuff up and taking it and putting it together, like just very nonchalantly, right? While we're all visiting and whatever. All of a sudden, every other person is gone. And it's just this family and I left in this gazebo. And there is now a torrential downpour taking place. And I was like, this is not good. And of course, what am I concerned about? My hair getting curly and my eyelashes falling off my face from this torrential downpour. Now, I've only ever been in a downpour like this once before, and literally it rained my eyelashes right off, and my child walked me home with my eyes closed because the glue got in my eyes. So now I'm
Oh, no.
thinking back to that
Oh.
time. Grace, you have to be able to appreciate this, right? Like the glue, when it
Yeah.
seeps into, the burn. So I'm like, I do
Oh.
not want that to happen again. Like, so I'm like, okay, I'll sacrifice the hair. But the lashes, I don't want that glue in my eyes. So I'm like, so this, you guys just throwing this plastic tablecloth out? And they're like, yeah. I was like, done. I'm wearing it as a jacket to my car, which is across the street facing the other way. So I take it off and I wrap it around myself. And my girlfriend's like snapping pictures. Her kids are coming over. We're taking pictures. We're being all cute. And I'm like, okay, now the rain is really coming down. Like I've never been outside in rain like this in my life. And I'm like,
Wow.
it was so awful, just awful. And so her husband is sprinting back and forth with like giant bags of stuff to their car. And he's like, he is a hero. He is a hero. So I grabbed the toy that I got this child, and it was a giant Raptor. Like you can't even see, but like if it was standing on its end, it was like this RC car.
Oh,
Got his
yeah.
brother a smaller Bronco. And so I'm running with it. And the rain literally is so hard. The box disintegrates while I'm running. And now the truck
Wow.
is rolling across the grass. The batteries are rolling out. The card that I got him is lying in. I was just like, oh my God. So I'm there and I'm trying to gather all this stuff up while keeping my bag, my tablecloth wrapped around me. Well, no. The wind had a completely different opinion. The one side comes ripping across my face and I've got this Lilo and Stitch plastic tablecloth suffocating me. And yet I'm still pulling it down, trying to get this truck out of I don't want the car to get, like, I don't want the toy to get wrecked, right? And so her
Yeah.
husband, I've got it finally up. She's standing in the gazebo, laughing her ass off at me as I'm fighting this tablecloth and the rain. And I finally get it all picked up. And her husband runs up and he goes, "You got it?" I go, "No, I don't." And he takes this thing and he runs away. And I run back to the gazebo because I forgot my friggin' water bottle.
You thought your lashes would be able to exist.
Exactly. And it was my
I was like,
Yetis. Oh, no.
oh,
So by
did
this
not want
time,
that.
I failed to mention that I'm in my gym clothes. So I'm in like a tank top, a pair of shorts, slides, and like high top socks. So I'm like, okay, so I get back and she's like, okay, so are you going to be okay? I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be fine. So she runs to her car. I like wrap this thing around me again. No, useless. Like I didn't even do anything. A gust of wind comes. It's up over my head again. I'm trying not to get hit by traffic. And so I jump in my car and I throw it on the ground and I look at myself and it looks like I had been in the shower with my clothes on. And yeah, the last text message from my daughter said, "It's okay, Mom. It's just light rain." And so I dropped I took a picture and I dropped it in. And you have them. You can add them in
Oh,
post-production.
yeah, I will put them up.
And I go, wrong, period, send. And
Great.
so
Uh,
I get back, I get home and I back in and I come in and I'm just standing there and she's like, oh my God, mom. Like, I seriously, my socks each weighed probably 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds each. Like, they're still drying. That
wow.
happened on Saturday. And I was like, I don't even want to put them in my hamper because they're just going to mold. So I'm like, oh, I'll dry them out. They're still wet.
Wow.
So
Oh,
Well, don't go
didn't,
that's,
outside today
didn't
because
see
it's
that
still
coming.
raining.
no, it was crazy. It was crazy. So that's the crazy weather. And I mean, Josie, you guys played in like downpour all day on Saturday, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as last year, but it was still pretty bad. A lot of tackles that just slid right off. Like
Is
there
this
was
normal? Is normal weather here? I don't know. It seems worse than
for
Medicine Hat. I don't
for
know.
this time of the year, kind of it's normalish. And I'm
Yeah.
only going by last year at this time when we were also playing Edmonton. We had a torrential downpour in Calgary, and this year it was a torrential downpour in Edmonton. So must be normal.
Hmm.
Just gotta
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
used to our last game being
Gong show.
gong show. It was a gong show.
Yeah.
Erin did great though.
Yeah.
She had some really nice throws.
Hmm.
It's just hard to catch a ball when
When it's soaking
pouring
wet and
rain.
nobody, yeah. Well, the other thing,
Yeah.
she was lamenting it last night, or maybe even Saturday night when she got home. She didn't put her arm guards on. She
Yeah,
was
I
like,
know.
meh, last game, no big deal. Apathy. Apathy towards safety results in bad things. Hello. You're only married to safety, Kate, but whatever.
Yeah.
She took a helmet right off, like a face mask right off the elbow. And
Yeah,
so,
because they were very bad at headbutting with their faces and the heads of their helmets. Like I have probably a fracture on my forearm from stopping it was the fourth or fifth one. And you just get to a point where it's like, okay, stop. You don't need to keep headbutting me. It's wet. You can get me down any other way. Stop headbutting me. You're doing it to be dirty now. And just adrenaline was hitting, thought process was not there. And I put my arm out to stop it. And then I instantly cursed at myself. So I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why do you think a meaty part of me is going to stop metal hitting into me? I should have just taken it in the face again. But my neck was getting sore and it was
yeah,
only halfway through the game at that point. But I know Erin got face mask in the arm. A couple of the other girls got face masks, arms, one in the leg, one in the hip. It was just a brutal
reckless.
game. Yeah.
You know, when we played against them, our last game in my last season, or maybe it was my mid-season, I don't know. It was when I went to the national tournament in Quebec, but
Mm.
it was like we played them on a Saturday and then we had to meet them for training camp on a Sunday. And one of their linemen, I think it was their center, she kept coming because I was playing middle linebacker, and
Mm.
she kept coming up and trying to hit me in the throat because, linemen have like the longer face masks and ours
Mhm.
as linebackers are quite a bit shorter because we have to be able to maneuver them. And I looked at her and I was like, stop it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she had refed at one time and she looked at me and she goes, it's not illegal. And I looked at her and I said, it is not ethical.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I
exactly.
literally have a job outside of this, and winning a championship, honestly, is like being rich with monopoly money in the real world. Nobody
Mhm.
cares. And yet you're sacrificing my potential health and well-being and my ability to like serve my family. Get out of here,
Yeah.
you clown. Sorry, you're going to have some heavy
That's
editing there.
Yeah. Yes,
that's fine.
that's bang on. Yeah.
That's
Like
why I do
Yeah.
love football, but I do get mad, very mad when it comes to women like that are playing like that. I'm like, this
petty.
is
Like,
someone's livelihood. We are here.
yes.
We pay to play this game.
Yeah.
So
Also,
To not
chill
feel
the hell
petty.
out.
any kind of empathy. I don't know.
Uh,
Like for the
Yeah.
Yeah, there
human.
was a few of
That's
those.
just.
Anyway, enough sports talk. Let's transfer
Yes.
our thoughts over to art talk. Miss Grace, how are you? How was your weekend? Talk to us a little bit about what's going on with you these days.
Yeah. Well. I'm doing hair again, and yeah, I've kind of when you ask me, it's just I kind of think of I'm all over the place, to be honest. This week, just came back from Medicine Hat. I was house sitting for a bit, Yes, I would say it's my second official week in Calgary, so I'm just learning my new routes and routines, and yeah. But yeah, with art, yeah, I'm looking into kilns and just kind of getting situated with, where I can do my art. I guess, I suppose I'm in that kind of part of everything, but it's been good.
It's awesome.
Great. That's great. How's your creative process? I mean, doing hair is obviously something that you enjoy. So
Yeah, yeah.
how does that feed your creativity?
I honestly, like, for me, well, I always get visions, right? I always get
Mm,
ideas and this and that. ADHD, art people, all that. Like, that's how we are. But I find I do best with art when I'm in a flow state. Like when I'm
ah,
just,
yeah.
I don't know. Like when I was in my last semester of school, I just found at the end, I was looking at the stuff I'd made in the last 6 months, and they just all matched each other. Like there's a lot of navy blues and a lot of like drop like water themes. Like it was very weird, but it was
Ah,
just because that was what was flowing out of me, intuitively. So yeah, I don't know.
that's
Yeah, I
amazing.
just yeah, I just don't second guess. I think like the thoughts as you go, whatever you're doing, whatever medium or thing you're trying to execute.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, try to limit the overthinking. Yeah.
Just embrace it and let it flow. I find that with writing, right? Like, I mean, you guys are creatives that are very artistic and articulate in a very physical way. Whereas for me, I'm articulate in a strategic and in a word. And, I was telling Josie before you jumped on, that like this morning, I have a whole caliber of content, that I'm going to unleash on you guys to just really take and drive forward. But it was the same thing. Like I was doing my cardio this morning, and okay, so I'm a weirdo when it comes to cardio. I listen to like spa music and like piano, and because it just
Okay. I
I get well,
respect
I
that.
listen.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I listen to really, really, really hard, angry music when I train. So then, as soon as I get off and I'm on the treadmill, my brain just feels all of the pain coming through my body, and then you pair that with, like, just kind of, like, being and feeling unsettled. I turn the spa
Yeah.
music on, and it just takes my neurology down, and it actually calms me down while I could be running 5 kilometers an hour, and
Huh.
yeah,
That's
so
interesting though, because it's kind of like adrenaline pumping, and then you're kind of getting like a dopamine, serotonin release
yep,
of.
yep,
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
get that.
try the
exactly.
spa
I'd
music
try it.
running.
Yeah.
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 I'll send you I'll drop my playlist in the, it's
Yeah.
an Apple
Okay.
playlist that's curated, and so, like, because it's all just, like, pianos and shit, like, I never notice when they change a song out because they all sound the same to me, and, like, they
Yeah.
just blend together, and so when I have that in the background, it stops me from actually thinking actively, and it puts me into
Mm,
that exact flow state,
Yeah.
and so, like, for me, sometimes like, when I went to Yale, one of the things that we talked about was how silence and boredom actually stimulate creativity. What are your
mhm.
thoughts? What do you guys think of that?
Oh, 110%. When I'm in a
I'm thinking
silent
about it.
area and I'm bored, that's when I'm like, "Oh, well, I had this idea. Let me just, I don't know, draw out some things, take some notes, make some graphs." I dive deep when I'm
Yeah.
in silence and boredom. Most people think that's a bad thing about being silent. A lot of people think it's also lonely to want
Mhm.
that silence and not be surrounded by people, but that's where I do my best work.
Yeah. You know, I think I agree. To be honest with you, I haven't had silence in a little bit. But yeah, like I have spent like during COVID, that's when I really got into art. And it
Mm.
was so isolating. I was like in a there's 3 streets, small hamlet, didn't have a license, 40 below for 7 months of the year. Anyways, that's when I got into my painting. But yeah, in that moment, in that time, I was watching a documentary, and it was basically explaining how I was a lot younger then, so I was like all worried. It was explained how you get inspiration from being stimulated by your environment. So, seeing city buildings, hearing dogs bark, like just little things that are different in a collective kind of give you inspiration. And so during this time, it was white sky, white ground, can't go outside. All I had was my brush, and a big canvas. And I was thinking to myself, am I going to become less creative? Am I going to become less creative? Because I'm like, I was very stuck for a good while. And, but I don't know. I'm perplexed by that question because at the same time, I did have time to think and I did make some of my best pieces during that time. But
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I'm about 50-50 on that. So yeah.
Really?
It's like
No,
the
that's so
extrovert versus introvert.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've had lots of visions now, but do I have the time to really get in depth with it and think deeply about it, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's where I think that the silence is really important. Yeah.
I agree, and you know what I do, Grace, and I think that this is something that if you don't do it, I would really recommend it. You can do it in AI or you can do it in a notebook, whatever you're most comfortable with. But I have something called an opportunity hopper. And I do this with my
Okay.
clients because, you go into a tech project or something and they're like, "Oh, but we want to be able to do this and this and this and this." And it's like, "Well, tap the brakes. We can only do this because that's what we have the budget for. So let's take all of those ideas and not lose them, but let's put them on an opportunity hopper so that you can like kind of build a roadmap to where you want to go." And so
Yeah.
I do the same thing with my creativity because I think of new ideas. Like Josie, this is where actually the Unbreakable Intern Network has come from.
Yeah.
Right? Where Grace, you enter into our lives within 3 weeks of me coming up with this concept. And we're calling it the Unbreakable Talent Lab, which we've had to hit the pause button on because of the fact that we just had so many other things that were on the go. And so what I do is I come up with these ideas and I put them in my opportunity hopper so I don't forget them. But that's
Yeah.
exactly it. It's
Yeah.
so that I can actually take the time and not just build the concept or the creative like strategy out, but also then build it to the level of integrity that I want it to have.
Yeah. 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 I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Well, as you're
Build
talking too.
yours
Oh,
build yourself an opportunity hopper. They
yeah.
come in so handy.
I actually there is an app I had to design in school. Maybe I'll send it after this. Kind of gives
Huh.
that same kind of it is a different kind of yeah, little app thing. Like a to-do
Okay.
list. um but I was just thinking as you're talking too, like I find as creatives as well, we have all these ideas, right? But I think it's more than like maybe ADHD, but I feel
mhm,
like because we're always scrolling, right? Like we're always
yeah.
got all these ideas constantly on the go, and it's so easy access, right?
So Grace, I think the idea of, an opportunity hopper is something that you would find super valuable.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And my suggestion is to stop doing it digitally. It connects to a different part of your neural pathways when you put pen to paper or pencil to paper, whatever you use to put to the paper. It really changes the pathway because it's so easy to pick up a phone and put it in there and then add to that note and add to that note and add to that note. When I
Yeah,
weightlift, I do the same thing. I still am the pencil and paper because I don't like the easy access, and it's easier to forget when it's on there digitally. But on the artist side of me, if I don't put it down on paper, it's gone because
yeah,
I can add 110 ideas digitally. But the ones that I really want to work towards, if I have them down on paper somewhere, I have a million Post-it notes around my desk area for unbreakable stuff that I really wanna work on, and I keep them there because it connected to a different part of my brain versus opening up our sheet and being like, "Oh, there's this in the opportunity hopper. I'll pick one of those from the opportunity hopper," and I put it on a Post-it
Desire.
note, and it's there, and
yeah. It's
I find
physical.
it easier.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you create more of a connection, I find, when you're doing something physical and not relying on technology, but maybe that's just me trying to get away from the relying on technology all the time,
Could be.
so, yeah, could be. Even
Sounds to me
trying
like
write down journaling.
I think what you just said, what I just heard was I need to get Grace an Unbreakable notebook, and we
Yeah,
need to
you
have
do.
Unbreakable coffee together, and then Grace, you have something special.
Yeah. Well, that'd be
Oh,
nice. Oh, you
like,
guys are
look.
sweet. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to jump into our topic of the day now. And what's interesting is this topic kind of came up as a lot of different questions. And so what I was finding was that a lot of the questions that I've been receiving, either personally or through Unbreakable, are really around friendships, loneliness, connection, and why people sometimes feel isolated and lonely when they're surrounded by people. So I went
Mm.
out and I found a couple of articles, and Josie will link those in the descriptions. And they're really fantastic reads. So before we jump in, did either one of you have a chance to have a look at these articles?
Oh, yeah, I read both.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
think
the first
I
one
just saw
is
the one, I believe.
oh, okay. Yeah. So I mean, we'll catch up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting because the first one is around something called the 11-3-6 rule of friendship. And this makes total sense to me as a social scientist and as somebody who's a very relationship driven person, because what it speaks to is the fact that relationships are driven through effort, not just through chance. I think we can all agree, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, listen, Grace, when I think about how you and I met, we met on a plane, we had a connection, we exchanged phone numbers, we kept in touch. And then one day you phoned me and we had a visit. And like, you know what I mean? Like we both put in
Yeah.
effort in building that relationship. Josie, I say I'm writing a book and you're like, hey, let's work together. Right. And we had a relationship. It was like 10 years old, but it was, you know what I mean? And so then you start to spend time with people. And as you invest in people, whatever that looks like, the relationship starts to go. Now,
Yeah.
let's talk about 11-3-6. So research suggests that meaningful friendships, and I would suggest, and I'm interested in your opinions on this as well, meaningful relationships require 11 interactions, 3 hours at a time over a 6-month period.
I do think that's pretty accurate because I have lots of people in my life that not quite acquaintances, not quite close friends. They're like the in between, but
Hmm.
they're the people I see for an hour here or there. Like
Yeah.
there's no real long, interactions. Whereas my best friend of going on 20 years, the reason we got so close is because we were spending not just 3 hours, but sometimes 4 or 5 hours together and multiple times through the week. And that really shaped, what the relationship ended up being. And even through the years, like I call it breadcrumbing almost. Like I lived across the country, but we still kept in contact. And I
Yeah.
think when you're building the relationship like the 11, 3, and 6, you're able to get that foundation down, get the hard part of building relationship in, and then it's way easier to maintain versus someone that you meet up every once in a while, you spend an hour with. Maybe in their mind, they might think it's like a higher relationship than it is. But personally, for me, I'm like, oh, I don't feel as connected as the people
Yeah.
that I see more often, that I
Hmm.
spend more time with, or even talk with. Like, it doesn't always have to be physical, but there is a difference between a physical connection and just talking through technology. But I I'm very into that whole research thing because of that. And as you're an adult, it is way harder to maintain and
three
build those
hours?
kind of relationships
Yeah.
again.
Like 3 hours at a time. I mean, Grace, I think about, like, how you're
Yeah, that's
hustling
hard.
right now to start your career, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the world is so different. Like, Josie, when you and I were on the come up, I mean, we were able to go and just hang at someone's house and eat
Yeah.
food and do whatever. And Grace, you had a period of time in those formative years where you would have been building those relationships where you were told, "Nope, stay in your house and look at your blank canvas. You're not allowed to go outside." And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
like, when you think about even just the ability to establish 3 hours of time with somebody over 6, like, 11 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 hours each. Like, that's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. No. But
I mean, it's a lot, and you apply that to the context of finding a partner, and I think that it becomes even more extensive, right? I mean, that's why you have things like situationships instead of relationships
Mhm.
because, oh, I have hockey practice, or I have MMA, or I have school, or I have work. You have these people who are running off their feet, and they don't have maybe the same type of interests. If you're both in MMA and you go to MMA every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you're there for 2 to 3 hours at a time, and then you go for food. Hey, easy to build those relationships. But when you're sitting at home and you're gaming, and I think in our last podcast we referred to it as, mushroom life. How are you building those relationships, right? Like this is
yeah.
the secret sauce here, people.
People
Mhm.
are disposable. I feel like people are like cards to people, right? So it's like, well, this person will see this person just to kill time, but they don't really see this as a whole person. And I want to invest
Hmm.
time in this person, right? Because everyone's very just disposable, you know?
Transient. It's a transaction.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So it's the meaning and no one's really have their hearts open to have the meaning to spend the time and the what is needed to have a true friendship, or not to say everybody, but I just think it's more and more with my generation, with technology and all that.
Do you think
I do think
technology
a
is the
big thing of
driver?
it, y-
Oh, yeah.
well, for their generation, I do think technology is a
Hmm.
driver. Um, I think a lot of people now also think if you're not clicking right away, you're not going to click at all. But
Yeah.
without wanting to put in, the 3 hours or even an hour, like you meet someone for 20 minutes and you're already written off. That's
Yeah. But
not
Yeah, the
everyone's
thing
going
is,
to click right away. You got to get to know a person, regardless if it's a friendship or a relationship. If you're writing someone off within the first 20 minutes, unless they give you that icky,
yeah, or
well,
unhealthy
Britt
or
calls it the ick. If they give you the ick, then yeah, whatever. But if you feel some kind of connection and you're expecting it to be best friends within, the first hour of meeting, that's not going to happen.
yeah.
But a lot of people have that mindset where, okay, we spent an hour together, or they came into my friend group and we had 2 or 3 hours together. We had good conversation, but then I've never heard from them again. Like
yeah.
the effort really isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But the complaints about not building these adult relationships is also there. So there is
Well,
a
and
way to fix it, but
there is,
people
and
don't
it's
want to do it.
well, it's
Yeah.
accountability, it's follow through,
Yeah.
it's showing up, right? Like it's and the other thing too is I think, and Grace, you were kind of alluding to this, but it is I want you to think of me in a certain way as opposed to me showing up and being my authentic self.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think, in one of the projects that I'm going to be handing off to you guys, one of the strongest themes that I've recognized, particularly to me, this is me, is that when a period of time or an organization isn't playing out the way that I'd anticipated or that I would like it to, I make a choice, like I make a decision to either continue to invest or part ways, right? Like, because we are the stewards of our own lives, right? And I think our authentic selves get lost very easily inside of the noise, particularly of social media, because we are told what you should look like, what you should not look like. We are told that if you're fat, you shouldn't wear a bathing suit. If you are too thin, you shouldn't wear this specific kind of dress. If you are like, it's just and it's like I was on a different podcast, and we're actually going to cross pod with that group. And I just said to them what I always say on this podcast, which is no one ever put she was a size 4 on a tombstone before. What they
Mhm.
put on a tombstone was she was a mother, she was a kind person, she was a great community advocate. Like, I mean, we talk about
Yeah.
achievements, not about physical appearance. And so belonging is built, and that takes an effort. It's something where you have to inherently wake up with intent every day. And I often say that everybody should wake up with an agenda,
Yeah.
you know?
Doesn't have to be a big one,
And it
but
shouldn't be a
something's got to
hidden
be
one.
on
Yeah.
it.
It shouldn't be a hidden one. Ask for what you want.
Yeah.
What do you lose if you say to somebody, "This is actually what I want"? If you tell yourself every day, "This is
Yeah.
what I want," you might be disappointed. Somebody might say no to you, and
Someone might
so
not, though.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
don't
it.
ask, you don't receive. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
asky, no getty. You're so much more classy than I am, Grace. Gosh. So the second article that I sent over to you guys that we researched based off of these questions, and we'll get into the listener questions, but I wanted to ground it to the actual articles. The second one was Carl Jung on loneliness. And so
Mm,
this is a really interesting one because my key takeaways out of this that I put note to paper, well, I put tab to Word document
yeah,
was loneliness isn't always about being alone. You can be surrounded by people and be really, really lonely. And I think a lot of us have experienced that in our lives. And, I think what it comes down to is misalignment. It is, I am not understood and I'm not seen for who I am and what I bring to the table. Right. It's again, it links back to authenticity, which creates familiarity. Right. And it
I
creates
agree.
belonging. And if you look at like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, food, shelter, safety is like the first two. Then you go to
Mhm.
belonging. Belonging is on the road to self altruism. Like it's like if you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to find a place to belong. Right. And and it's so different from person to person.
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah,
know people that
that's really
are
important.
that article in particular talks about, the man that goes around the moon, and they're
Hmm.
like, "Oh, loneliest man, on this planet,"
Yes.
but he was far from it, and I can
Yes.
relate to this guy,
Yeah.
because I'm not lonely when I'm by myself,
Mm-mm.
and
No.
we talked about it earlier. That's where I do my best work. That's how I recharge. That's where I do a lot of my thinking, and that's just where I like to be. Not that I don't love being around people, but the thought of being surrounded by people
All
that
the
don't
time.
know me, their
Hmm.
values are different, they're just not on the same wavelength. Not saying everyone has to be, but that would make me panic to think of a whole bunch of people around me
All those
being in complete
expectations.
solitude with
Yes.
yourself, going around the moon. I'd be in heaven.
But that's what they said. They said he felt that way. He did not feel lonely because he had no expectations on his time. And I will
Yeah.
tell you, I wake up 2 hours early every single day for that very reason. Because in those 2 hours, it is my time. Like I
Mhm.
can ground myself, I can do my cardio, I can take my time getting ready. But I don't have to meet anybody else's needs. There's no
Yeah.
expectation of me. Like that
Yeah.
that clicked hard for me
Yeah. It's always been a really good topic for me because I have friends that need to have people around,
all the
or
time. Yeah.
even my partner is one of those people that feels lonely when there's not a whole lot of people around or when there's not events and stuff going
I was
on.
like that. I've been there.
I
So
don't think I've ever been like that. I've felt, not by my current partner, but pressured to be out there and do all these things with all these
mhm,
people, and I just never aligned with the people that I kept getting put in front of, and that article talks a lot about misalignment.
yeah,
So, sometimes you just need that one person in that group of people that are like, "Yeah, I hear you," and that's all it takes sometimes. It's like, "Oh,
yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't have to
So
act different or
so
pretend to like it."
no, but this is it. And so then when we apply that lens to kind of what Gen Z is feeling, because I think this is, Grace, when you talk about transactional relationships and you talk about, being kind of just like a playing card that somebody can like hang out with for one day and then throw in the trash. What does it say to you when you think about like what does lonely actually mean for Gen Z?
Hmm. I think, it's connection, like, just authentic connection, more than just a button or a notification or you
Mm,
know, I guess, oh, I'm not like, I'm borderline millennial, right? So it's still I talk on the phone, right? But, so I don't know, but yeah, just human connection beyond the screen. Yeah.
yeah.
So it just yeah, just that's where the transaction, yeah, can feel
Hmm.
that way, so
Okay.
What makes you feel lonely, though? In a group of people or when you're by yourself?
I'm very strange. I'm an introvert and an like outrovert, like
So you're
You're
an ambivert.
ambivert.
yeah, ambivert. There you go.
Yeah.
Extrovert. There you go. The ambivert. Because I don't know, like sometimes I love being alone in a crowd. I really do. But then at the same time, I like to be one-on-one or in a group.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know.
I
I'm
love
kind of
Okay.
people
both.
watching.
So
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
people
Oh,
watching.
yeah.
I can get
Like,
more
my favorite
shy though with
pastime.
one-on-ones though.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
could go on stage in front of people and be okay, but then when I'm like with 4 people, sometimes I can get anxious. It's weird.
It's
Yeah.
more
Well, but you
vulnerable
know what? That
one-on-one,
actually
though.
that links
Yeah.
directly
Yeah.
into that links directly into a question that we have. And
Yeah. Okay.
it was like, and really what it is, why does it feel easier for me to talk about work than to talk about what is actually happening in my life right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
That is
It's
a
It is
that
hard to
vulnerability
be
stuff.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
it is because I think like. And the other one, it's very interesting because I'm almost wondering if this one actually had come from a male, but another one was about adult male friendships and why they became about texting each other every 6 months instead of actually being together doing something. What do you
My
guys
opinion
think?
on that one is I do think people in this day and age, I make it sound like I'm so old, but even in the past, like 5 to 10 years, males hanging out with males is almost sexualized now.
Hmm.
Well, you're spending
Really?
too much time with them. I've heard a lot of different stories from different kind of people, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but it is a
It's
thing I've
interesting.
noticed is the more time you spend with, a person of the same sex, because the LGBT plus, sorry, I'm probably butchering that, but they're a lot more open. It's a lot more accepted. But now it's almost if two guys are hanging out for, at least when I was a teenager, guys hung out all the time. They
All
went
the
fishing
time. I
together.
thought this was a normal thing.
Mm.
Right? But now
Yeah.
it's not a normal thing without, I
Interesting.
find it being a little bit sexualized, and
It's weird.
that could be what's going on, or it's just we don't like
Yeah.
connection anymore or something. I don't know.
But
It'd
again,
be
That is
interesting
a
to
thing I
interview her.
noticed.
I think so
Yeah,
because what I'm hearing is I care about what everybody else thinks, and I'm not going to be my authentic self and hang out with my
exactly.
bro because I'm worried that people are going to think that I'm homosexual. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
first off, that is so bizarre to me that like, oh, I forgot. There's just a handful of genders in the world. You can only be friends with one.
Yeah,
What?
pretty much. But
Sorry, I
it
shouldn't
is a
laugh, but it's just
conversation that's come up
that
with a
that's
lot
crazy
around
to
me.
me.
Hmm.
Well,
And then that's even like a
that is
fear though
wild.
to be yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like
it shouldn't
that is
matter what people think of you. Just
Yeah.
no.
you want to hang out with your
Do
friend,
what
go
makes
hang
you
out with your
happy.
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
fishing every
absolutely.
Who
day. I don't
cares?
know. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so let's get through a couple more of these questions. We've got a really packed episode today, and I really do want to make sure that we're hitting a couple of these questions. There were, I think, 3 or 4 more that I wanted to look at. This one I think is really interesting, and this one is from a woman who has spent years raising kids, supporting a spouse, building her career, and she suddenly realized that she didn't have any close friends left. How does it happen? And I think the article itself, like when I went out and I looked at it, well, your 3 hours, your investments, I mean, your investments were going like actions express priorities. Yes, I love my friends, but you know what, you guys, as much as I love you, Grace, and as much as I love you, Josie, I don't love you more than Ruth. And if somebody
No.
said you have to pick between podcasting and investing in Unbreakable or spending time with your daughter, bye.
Pick
I'm
the
not
daughter.
it's not you.
Yeah.
I love you guys, but you're not my priority compared to my child. And so
And we
I
shouldn't
think
be.
that no. And so I think really what happens is, it happens because life comes and it moves and you probably gave away everything, right? You didn't put your own oxygen mask on first,
Yeah.
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And so because you were never a priority in your own life, you enabled this to happen. It was a choice though. And it was a selfless choice that had
Yeah.
consequences to it, right? I mean, I can remember when I started consulting and I was traveling. As soon as I started consulting, I had a friend who, and I actually mentioned this, I talk about it in the book, and she was like, I can't believe you travel for work and you leave your child. Like, I can't believe that. She's like, "I could never." And I'm like, "Then don't."
Yeah.
Like,
You're
okay,
filling your own cup for your child,
bingo.
essentially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
and
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 at
that
the
but
end of the
that's exactly
day,
it.
if you needed to be there for her, you'd be there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I have never in the, I don't know, 16, 17 years that I've consulted and traveled while doing it, I've never missed a birthday. I have never missed an anniversary. I have never missed Christmas. I have never missed um, New Year's. I have never
Yeah.
missed a milestone. I've never missed a play. I've never missed a competition. Well, I've missed competitions, but not like important ones, like whatever.
Mhm.
But that being said, I also had a proxy who was there for me when I did have to miss those things. And you know what? Sometimes the trade-off of not going to the volleyball tournament and listening to 83 13-year-old girls scream is not necessarily a bad thing, right?
No.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so and so I know
Yeah.
that people look at the way that I've lived my life and how I've raised my child, and there's a very heavy dose of judgment. But the bottom line is I don't actually care, right? Because she is a fantastically independent individual. And she's very capable of solving problems as a result of the fact of her having to solve problems. But all that to say, um, one of the things that I believe is that as wives, as mothers, especially when we're working, there's a lot of give and take. And more often than not, it is give on our parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moms don't get enough credit.
No, I agree.
No.
Parents don't get enough credit.
No.
And so
Yeah.
I think that
There's
the
always
next one,
something.
absolutely. Well, and like one of the things, and we've kind of already touched on it a little bit, was why do friendships, making new friendships as an adult, why is it so hard? And it's the
Our
11-3-6,
time is
right?
stretched. Yeah.
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 And
We just
I
especially
think
kinda
like,
everyone's a little tainted too. Everyone's a little hurt, so then they don't it's harder. It's harder to open up.
yeah,
yeah.
actually, you're not wrong. Like, I think that, you know, you get one snake in the grass who takes your vulnerability and turns
Your
it into
joy.
ammunition. Well, and they turn it into ammunition and they try and use it against you. I mean,
Yeah, it destroys a
we
person.
yeah, we don't forget those things very easily, right? And I think but then again, what that does is it tells you you have to go a little deeper on your 11-3-6, right? There's a little bit of due diligence, if you will. Um,
Yeah.
okay, this one is so popular, and I've had this conversation with multiple people. If I stopped reaching out first, how many of my relationships would actually survive?
I think the ones that should matter will survive
Yeah.
because as an adult, I can realize that life happens. I had 2 good friends have a baby. I know they're not gonna be able to answer my questions or my text messages, sometimes maybe not till next week, but there is no part of me that was like, "Oh, well, they didn't reach out to me, so I'm not gonna reach out to them." No, I will send a message, and if they come back and say something, fine. If they don't, they forget, they get distracted by life, fine. But I have that foundation in that
Yeah.
relationship with them that I'm like, I don't have to sit here and worry and be like, "Oh, do they not like me anymore?" Because I know who I am, I know who they are, and I'm comfortable in that space. But I think when people start asking those questions, maybe you should start looking deeper into those relationships. Because if that's a worry,
Yeah.
you already knew that it was gonna be a thing.
Well,
And I
I
Yeah.
don't
think the
think
other
you should
thing,
test people like that.
no, and that's exactly
Yeah.
what I was about to say, is that I think that I listen, I don't keep score. I'm not I don't have time to keep score in my life, not because I'm a busy person and I've got all the things going on. No, I don't keep score because I don't care. Uh, and I guess that's a self-confidence thing, right? Like, it's not that I think I'm the end all be all in everybody's lives, but people aren't thinking about me that much. And when they
Yeah.
do think
Yeah.
about me and they reach out, that's great. I love that. And I will respond to people when I have the bandwidth to be present with them. And, you know, Grace, it comes back to what you were saying earlier, is that, like, you know, when we're being intentional with the relationship, that's really what matters, is to invest in it when it matters and making sure that we're we're creating investment, and that it's not just some throwaway. I would rather read and mark your response unread and come back and give you a thoughtful response rather than just pencil whipping
Mhm.
something off to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way, which is why it
I set the
sometimes takes 3 to 5 business days for me to get back.
Well, and the thing is that I mean, one of the things my therapist and I have worked on tirelessly is, expectations. Having expectations
Mhm.
of other people. Like, the audacity for me to think that I'm gonna have an instant response from somebody just because I text them right away, it I am not the most important person in these people's lives. Why would they
Yeah.
prioritize me over working their job, going to the gym, prepping their food, walking their dog, hanging out with their kids, going on a camping trip? Like, they'll get back to me when they get back to me, and if they don't, okay, that's fine. Like,
Yeah. And it's not normal to have this much access to people too. Like
I
sometimes people
agree.
just go a day
Mhm.
without communicating with someone. You're right. You know, it's not so wrong. You
I
know,
Yeah.
people
agree.
don't do that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, okay, this is a really good one, and it's just off of what you were just saying, accessibility. Have we confused accessibility with intimacy in our relationships and how we meet people?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lines have gotten so blurred in that aspect, which
Yeah.
is why
Yeah.
I don't talk to a lot of people in my life.
Mhm.
And then a lot of time too, like when it comes to like dating and friendships and stuff, like I'm not complaining either. Like I'm a part of it, you know, but like we're sending memes to each other. Like that's the communication, like the depth in
Yeah.
communication is not very deep on a regular
Yeah.
Mhm.
basis. And it's a normal thing. It's becoming normal. You know, we're
Mhm.
not having like, what are your deepest feelings? I'm not saying we have to always talk about what's your deepest start, you know, like, but I feel like it's just less prevalent to get to know people on that level or even try to because of because of being afraid of being hurt. So it's a lot more surface level and yeah, with the memes. I've met a lot of lovely people lately though. I just have to say that. But
So
I'm just
so
saying with the
if
memes and
if
that.
if you were to think about this then, what is so wrong with being hurt?
Yeah. I guess what is so
Would you
wrong with
rather
being hurt?
would
It's
you
such
rather
a
have
deep
like
question.
would you would you rather have heartache or what ifs?
I think we've all been in that part where we're crying and we're like, I'm never gonna love again. You
Absolutely.
know what I
Like
mean?
100 times in
But
my
I
life.
Yeah.
yeah, but I think
Teenage
that
years. Woof.
if we could be more balanced, I guess, in our thinking, like, oh, maybe I'll be hurt, but like me giving what I am giving of myself still it matters, even if it's
Mhm.
thrown away. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
give without accepting anything in return, or expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
And you know the right people, you'll filter them through, but like in the moment, you don't know. You know, you can't. It's hard to remember that. Yeah.
So you'd rather
You
deal
know,
with the heartbreak than the what ifs.
Well, I don't know, is it to be stone cold or to be a blessing, you know? Or, like, I think you can be a blessing and protect yourself,
yeah,
you
I
know, on
agree.
a level, but don't go so cold that you can't connect with nobody, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that it comes back to, that memory that we have. What did that pain feel like? What did we like about it? What did we not like about it? And I think the issue is people fixate on the outcome as opposed to what they could have
Yeah,
done upstream to get a different outcome. And what I mean by
totally.
that is every hill a hill worth dying on? Are you always in the right? And at what point does your harmony and peace become better than being right?
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
Because,
I
like,
agree.
a very absolute person. When I make the decision that somebody no longer belongs in my life, I make a very deep and, deliberate decision to
Mm,
remove people. And I don't necessarily tell people, and if I do tell them, I'm very direct. Like
mm,
like I will say these were the boundaries, but I have the boundaries to be able to go back to say, I told you this about me and what my needs were, and you made the
yeah,
decision, the active choice, knowing this information to do this, which is in direct contravention to what I told you and how I told you I was triggered or whatever, right? I mean, it's all
Mhm.
dependent on the relationship. But for me, it's like I'm going to always set the people I choose to let in my inner circle up for success. But
yeah,
then I'm going to give them feedback when they're backslipping or they're making me feel uncomfortable or I feel psychologically unsafe or whatever that is. And then when they continue to do it, because I'm always going to give somebody the opportunity to course correct. I think that's fair. But then when we find ourselves on the wrong side of wrong,
Yeah.
and you've made that conscientious decision to get to that point, there comes a point where I just draw a black circle around you and then I move you to a different part of my life. And that's either where
Yeah.
you stay or I completely take the weed out and I get rid of it. And that is a very permanent decision for me. Like when I make that decision, I do not look back. And so, and that's how I cope with it, because that's what I learned from is I can't allow somebody to continually victimize me based off of their own needs and desires and completely disregard me. That is what
Yeah.
I put up with my entire life with my biological mother. And so that's a behavioral pattern I am
Will not do.
unwilling to tolerate completely.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I think it is, how do we as humans connect? How do we communicate what our needs are? How do we communicate what our boundaries are? And it's not always a direct conversation, Grace. I understand that. Like you meet some great people and you're going to go for a coffee or a drink or a tea or a walk. You're not going to be like, so these are my boundaries and like roll out the scroll. You know?
Yeah.
Don't
I
cross
mean,
this line or you're
I
dead.
probably do that once in a while.
Yeah.
Can you read and then a sign here, initial there,
Initial here.
and then we'll
Yeah.
we'll see if this conversation keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah. Once
The
there's like some
relationship
pink
contract.
flags and, put the little, draw the
Exactly,
gray
yeah.
line.
I have
Dots.
tons of
Circle.
Post-its. I will put it on there.
God,
Yeah.
it's good to know I'm not alone. So listen, we have not hit some debatables yet. So I picked out some good ones. And then, what's really cool is we actually have a topic for today's show based off of listener questions. I've gone out and done some research. You guys have seen the articles. I sent them to you in advance. Whether you had time to sit with them or not is neither here nor there, but we can have a dialogue about them. I've pulled out kind of some of the high points and put them into some bullets. But before we jump into that, let us dive into our debatables. Now this one is I have a very definitive mindset around this. Getting dressed. Is it sock, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe?
Sock, shoe.
Yeah, like, is that even a debate? Like, come on. We want to hear from you, listeners, viewers, if you are a sock, shoe person, and we just need to understand what goes on in your mind as you're...
Yeah, we have some questions.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't be weird.
I have met people, though, in my life that have done that.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, okay. Well, besides on TV. That's just too much.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Also, I'm wearing full-length pants. I have a fireplace on, and I'm wearing slippers. And it is the middle end of June. I'm
two long sleeves right now.
I know. I'm in a long sleeve and a tank. And look at Grace. She's like,
freezing.
It's summer here in Calgary.
Yeah.
I'm skookum. Okay. This one is a good debate in our household all the time. Sweet pickles. A refreshing cucumber or a disgusting trick?
Disgusting
trick.
What's wrong with you people? You don't love a bread and butter
dill.
pickle?
Oh, no.
A warm bread and butter
pickle? I have a jar of dill pickles tattooed on me.
What?
Oh.
That's funny.
Wait. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, my Lanta. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, I know.
We need a subscription. Whoa.
Hey, you're not getting my feet.
No way.
Shit.
Those are dills, though. None of that bread and butter shit.
That is some commitment to a pickle.
That's amazing.
I am.
It's
I
very
love,
well done.
Very well done.
It is.
See, Aaron's the same way. Aaron cannot stand a sweet pickle. Like I am a gherkin. Oh, hit me.
Okay, gherkins aren't bad.
It's a sweet pickle. A gherkin. A little gherkin reminds me of.
Bad.
I could drink the juice. Say it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, me too.
Yeah.
I just love
the
it.
salt.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I save dill pickle juice for the women out there. It is honestly really good for cramps.
Oh, actually, absolutely.
I was just thinking about my kidneys and how I'm just overflowing it.
Just drink
Okay,
more
well,
water. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Drink
Yeah.
water.
You know what? Actually, in the States, they have something called pickle pops, and it's pickled juice in like a freezy thing. Erin has them. I bring them
Ah.
back all the time, and we freeze them. So she has pickle freezies, which is
I make
disgusting.
I can
my
drink pickle
actual
juice
my own
guilt-free
ones.
now.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
make sure your water intake is up there.
Yeah.
Guys, you're making me
Uh-uh.
feel dehydrated right now. Like, holy.
All that vinegar and dill. Mm.
Yeah.
I do enjoy some salt. Okay, so here's the next one. Okay, so when we were doing the whole, like, what's your favorite food thing, this little girl goes, oh, you know what I could kill for right now? She's 10. And I'm like, what's that? And she goes, macaroni and hot dogs. And I'm like, child, I have been craving that for days,
Damn,
weeks.
yes.
Grace is
Oh,
Katie
like
and
I can't
hot
get on
dogs.
board.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. So then I kind of know where Grace is going to stand on this one, or I assume ketchup on mac and cheese, underrated delicacy or toddler cuisine.
It's wrong.
Don't mess with Katie.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on my day, but I actually kind of like it most days. And then sometimes I just want the cheesy goodness and
Yeah, salt and
the
pepper.
hot dogs to mix. Yeah, exactly. Salt and
Oh,
pepper.
fuck.
And then
Did
if the poor kid in me is like, oh, if I can put, butter and a little bit of milk,
then
that
it's
that
like
is my
next
delicacy.
level. It's
Yeah.
actually like macaroni, like I even just
Her
plain.
face right now is
So
funny.
Grace, you're talking to two people who were raised in like utter poverty, like macaroni noodles with just like
Mm.
marge on it, like some old
Yeah.
like imperial, like the brick, a slice of
Yeah.
that in there with some salt and pepper.
Just that.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
yeah.
get on board with. But yeah.
It's
Okay.
seriously like a rich man's meal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Grace thinks we're disgusting, and we
Yep.
think we're right.
We are right. Let's be real.
Okay,
Respect
the
your
next one.
elders, Grace.
The next one. Speak for yourself,
Sugar
Josie.
sauce. Okay.
Yeah, sugar sauce. You vegetarians. Okay, so what is the correct way to put toilet paper on the roll? Under or
Over.
over?
No one wants to go digging for the toilet paper.
Yeah.
You're so bitter about it.
What? Flip the roll 3 times and then maybe you get the end of it? No, over. 100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
Over. You know, it's funny. One time somebody told me that you could tell someone's personality type, that somebody is generous if it's over and that they're tight if it's under.
Yeah.
Like they're
What?
Yeah, because you really
Yeah.
got to work for it.
So
When it's
silently,
over, more of the toilet paper does come off quicker. And then when it's under, it's like, oh, I went through all this work just to get this thing. Like, they're not going to
Yeah.
keep going with the toilet paper. So,
Exactly.
but I can't stand when people do it under. I'm like,
Do you guys
I
ever
spent
think
30
about
seconds.
like when it's not on the roll? Do you ever think about like the germs of the hands like going in the roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or on the
You don't
ends
think
of the
about
toilet
that.
paper. I won't
Yeah.
use, if somebody takes a roll and it's no longer on a thing and it's in a public space and they lean it on something, I'm not
Yeah,
touching
I
it.
don't
I'm not
touch
using
it.
it because now the
Yeah.
rim of all of the sheets has been contaminated
touched.
by. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, because when you flush, the spray goes out into the
Yes!
atmosphere. You're right. I feel
So-
victimized when they flush while I'm still on the toilet. I feel so violated.
I don't know who does that. I mean,
It's-
unless you're having massive
Sometimes the
diarrhea.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
the
understand
automatic
that.
toilet. The sensor goes off when you're
Oh,
sitting on
yeah.
it. No, unacceptable.
Yeah.
Also, sensorized toilets have made me a terrible person because, like, I'll like be like, do. I'll walk out of it. Oh, nope, I gotta go back and flush. Right? Like
Yep.
But so here's the thing. So I've been really into feng shui lately. And like it just kind of popped up in my feeds, and there's this one lady, and she just has the greatest energy. And so whenever she comes into my feed, I watch her, and so now I've followed her. And feng shui is that you always keep your lid of your toilet closed because water is money. And so if you're literally leaving your toilet lid open, you're letting money like drain out of your house, right? And so when we were in Singapore, like when I've been in Singapore, I noticed that any toilet that had a lid was closed and was lid down. And Grace, I thought it was because of germs, but I think it's actually more about culture.
Huh.
So I have started closing the lids on my toilet. And what's interesting is I said to Erin the other night, I was like, I don't know that this is a good idea to do at night until we're into the
Yeah.
habit, because I feel like there's a
Okay,
potential
I've sat
for
on the
that.
top of a toilet seat many times. You drink a bunch of
Yes.
water before bed, and then you get up and then sit down, and you're like, wait a
Whoa,
minute here."
that's not good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
so, okay. So we all agree over is the way to go. None of us use leftover toilet paper rolls. Don't leave it there. We're not using
No,
it
mm-mm.
because fingers
No,
in
I'm
it,
good.
toilet
No,
spray,
I
people
no,
touching all the
I
sheets.
would, but now
Yeah.
you've opened my eyes. You
Yeah, I
opened
can't do
my
it.
eyes to the outside of the roll. I was concerned
I would
about the
rather
inside
air
of it.
dry than use that toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is a divisive one. This is true debate. Actually, I'm going to do this one first. I also think this one is debatable. These people do not sponsor us, by the way. So which is the superior of these two seasons? Summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah, I think summer just because I'm an outdoorsy person. But I am that person, though, that doesn't hate winter because I still snowshoe. I know, Kate. You can give me that look. I don't mind winter driving, and
I don't
probably
either.
because I drive a truck, and it just doesn't bother me. Just be smart about it.
Yeah.
But I also love how it looks in the winter. Not on the really, really shitty days, but, after a snowstorm, it is the most beautiful thing out there, like snow hanging off
Quiet.
trees.
There is beauty. There is
Yeah.
beauty.
Yeah, there is a lot of beauty in it, and I still do a lot of activities in the winter,
Mhm.
which some people think I'm crazy. Probably 2 out of the 3 in this chat right now, but I do enjoy it.
I'm a winter
Yeah.
But
girl.
overall, yeah,
I don't,
summer is probably better for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no. If I could choose, like, maybe, well, I think I'd miss it, but honestly, I normally say I'd rather, like, burn. I'd rather have this total sun constant, like, too hot, than see snow ever again. But, there's a nostalgia
amazing.
to it, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Better pets. Better pets. Cats or dogs?
Cats.
I'm indifferent. If I had to choose, I do think dogs for the companionship. There is more personality. But as I like to travel and I am not home all the time, cats are
Mm,
pretty chill to take care of. And if you
Yeah.
train them to go outside, you don't have to deal with the litter box.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am a
that's
dog
a hard
person,
one
and
for me.
actually, so interesting. Matt ended up a cat picked him and his family, and it is an outdoor trained cat.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
amazing when they're outdoor trained.
incredible, just
My
Yeah.
my
incredible.
my cat, I didn't even try to potty train him, but one day I looked over and he was on the toilet, peeing on the toilet. No
What?
joke.
I know a
I got
lot
a
of
video.
cats like that.
Yeah. Oh, very smart. Like so my 3 cats, they live with my parents, but like the 2 cats are smart, but this one cat, I swear he's got the brain of a monkey. Like, just
That's
incredibly
amazing.
smart like that. Open the door, everything. Yeah.
That's
Some
So,
terrifying.
cats are pretty smart.
yeah, yeah.
All
If the
right.
commitment wasn't there for dogs, I would 100% choose the dog.
Yeah.
But the commitment is a lot, and if I'm
Yeah,
weighing
Yeah.
those 2 options, a cat is easier to take care of.
Don't you feel like
I'm a
you're
dog
breaking their
person.
heart every time you leave? Like like I've been
Yeah,
tempted to
I
get a
know.
dog, but I'd feel like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad.
I'm a
Yeah,
terrible human. You know what? It's our dogs are. I'm a total dog person, 100%. Was never raised with cats. My daughter
yeah,
wanted one, and I was like, no, absolutely not. We've always been dog people, and our dogs, Liberty and Justice for All, are just wonderful little humans, and we've taught them how to speak, and they know we're actually working with them with a couple of fluent pet buttons right now, which is kind of hard because they're like older, right? Like they're like 9 and 13. So but they're responsive. I mean, Justice has walked by one and like hit it, and I was like, okay, that's progress. I knew what you
Yeah.
wanted. She wanted to play, so she went and hit the play button. It just didn't say play. So, but it's super
Oh,
creepy.
that's
I
cool.
I recorded the one button for outside in my voice. Nobody else will record the buttons, and so it's my voice saying, "Okay, outside, outside, let's go outside," and like my sing-songy dog speaking voice, and it's like they're like, "Okay." It's just so weird to hear
So
like
cool
6
though,
times
like
a
that he can
day.
talk like a little bit, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool. Like, if you haven't seen the Fluent Pet, like, buttons on the internet, look up some of the videos on Instagram. Like, it is incredible. Dogs are having, like, full conversations with their owners now. It's crazy.
Wow.
They're smart.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
You give them the tools and they will
yeah,
talk.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
anyways, so, listeners, please keep your questions coming. We really appreciate hearing from you and being able to create the opportunity to share really good information and link it back to what you're learning through Unbreakable. We continue to receive fantastic feedback from our readers. I promise the audiobook is going to be close to done soon. I'm actually on some vacation time this week and
Who?
next. My goal is so that my child stops calling it air quote vacation and just calls it vacation without the air quotes. We made an agreement this morning that anything unbreakable falls outside of the air quote vacation. So, yeah, I negotiated it. So,
That's a
because
good
it really,
negotiation.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
So keep your questions coming, keep your feedback coming. If you have not yet hit Amazon to give us a review of what your thoughts are or good reads on Unbreakable, please go ahead and do that. Comment on this video, like, share, anything to do, any little bit of boost we would really appreciate. Watch for some upcoming content that is going to be new and exciting. And with that being said, Grace, Josie, any final thoughts you want to share with our listeners and viewers today?
Hmm. Be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I said it the last time too, but more people need to be a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah. Be
don't completely
authentically
put
yourself.
Uh,
exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Authenticity. Authenticity. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. This was awesome. I had a great time. Now remember, protect your peace, chase your dreams, and stay unbreakable.